The engine hummed. My headlights cut through the darkness. It was late, or maybe early, depending on how you looked at it. 3 a.m., the witching hour. I was driving home from a late-night studio session, my mind awash in melodies and anxieties. The road stretched out before me, a desolate ribbon of asphalt. Streetlights flickered, casting long, dancing shadows. The highway was deserted, just me and the distant drone of trucks from another world. I was alone, or so I thought. In the distance, under a flickering streetlight, a figure appeared. He stood motionless, a lone man on a deserted road. As I drew closer, I felt a chill run down my spine. Something wasn't right. His posture was rigid, unnatural. And that's when I saw it, his face frozen in a grotesque smile. I tried to shake off the experience. It was as if a cold hand had gripped my heart, refusing to let go. The room felt colder, the shadows darker, and every creak of the floorboards seemed amplified. I told myself it was just my imagination, a fleeting moment of fear that would soon pass. A trick of the light, I told myself. The mind can play cruel tricks when it's tired, and I was certainly exhausted. The light from the street lamp outside cast eerie illusions on the walls, making them dance and shift in ways that seemed almost supernatural. Sleep deprivation playing tricks on my mind. I hadn't slept well in days, and the lack of rest was beginning to take its toll. Hallucinations, they said, were common in such states, but this felt different, more real, more tangible. But deep down, I knew what I had seen. It wasn't just a figment of my imagination. There was something there, something watching, something waiting. The realization sent a chill down my spine, making my skin prickle with fear. The memory lingered, a dark stain on the edges of my thoughts. No matter how hard I tried to forget, it kept resurfacing, haunting me in the quiet moments of the night. It was like a shadow that followed me, always just out of sight, but never truly gone. Days later, I stumbled upon a forum thread. I was searching for answers, for some kind of explanation that would make sense of what I had experienced. The internet, with its vast repository of knowledge and stories, seemed like the best place to start. The title sent a shiver down my spine. Have you seen The Smiling Man? The words seemed to leap off the screen, resonating with a deep primal fear within me. I hesitated for a moment, my finger hovering over the mouse before finally clicking on the link. Clicking on it, I was drawn into a world of similar encounters. Story after story, each more chilling than the last, described experiences eerily similar to my own. It was as if I had stumbled upon a hidden corner of the internet where the darkest fears of humanity were laid bare. People from all walks of life, from different cities and towns, all describing the same eerie figure, the same pale skin, the same dark suit, the same unnerving smile. It was as if this figure was a spectre that transcended time and space, haunting the dreams and waking moments of countless individuals. The more I read, the more I felt a connection to these strangers, bound together by our shared terror. It was both comforting and horrifying to know that I was not alone in my experience. The stories varied in detail, but the core elements remained consistent. A lone figure on a deserted road, a smile that could curdle blood, and always that feeling of dread, of being watched, of being hunted. These weren't just stories. They were warnings. Some dismissed them as urban legends, the ramblings of overactive imaginations, but others, like me, knew better. We had seen him. We had felt the chill of his presence. Section 5. A Specter of Fear. Who was the smiling man? A ghost, a demon, a figment of our collective unconscious? Theories abounded, each more unsettling than the last. Some whispered of a vengeful spirit seeking to spread his madness. Others spoke of a demonic entity preying on our deepest fears. One particularly disturbing theory suggested that he was a tulpa, a thought form brought to life by the collective belief of thousands, a monster of our own creation. The truth, as always, remained elusive, shrouded in mystery and fear. Section 6. The Unsettling Truth. But one thing was certain. The Smiling Man was more than just a story. He was a phenomenon, a chilling presence that transcended the boundaries of folklore and urban legend. A viral nightmare spreading through the darkest corners of the internet. His image, his eerie smile, became a symbol of fear, shared and reshared, haunting the digital landscape. And with each new sighting, each whispered account, his legend grew stronger. People from all walks of life claimed to have seen him, their stories eerily similar, their fear palpable. He became an embodiment of our anxieties, a figure that represented the unknown, the unseen, the things that go bump in the night. A symbol of the darkness that lurks just beyond the edges of our perception. He was the shadow in the corner of your eye, the chill down your spine when you're alone. He reminded us that even in the safety of our cars on familiar roads, we are not alone. The Smiling Man could be anywhere, watching, waiting. Something watches from the shadows, something smiles. And in that smile we see our deepest fears reflected back at us, a reminder that the line between reality and nightmare is thinner than we think. Section 7. A chilling encounter in Chicago. A young woman in Chicago reported seeing him on Lakeshore Drive standing beneath a flickering streetlight. He didn't move, he didn't speak, he just smiled. That same unnerving, predatory smile. The woman, terrified, sped away. She could see him in her rearview mirror, still smiling, until he disappeared into the darkness. Her story, like countless others, spread like wildfire online. Shared on forums, whispered in chat rooms, reposted on social media. The Smiling Man was everywhere and nowhere, a phantom haunting the digital highways. Section 8. The viral nature of fear. His image became iconic, a pale face frozen in a grotesque grin, a symbol of terror in the digital age. People reported seeing him in their dreams, in reflections, in the flickering static of their television screens. Was he real? Or was he a product of our collective fear, a monster born from the shadows of our own minds? The line between reality and nightmare began to blur. Section 9. A global phenomenon. Sightings were reported all over the world, from the bustling streets of Tokyo to the lonely highways of the American Midwest. The Smiling Man transcended borders and cultures. He was a universal symbol of fear. Some sought him out, drawn to the mystery, to the thrill of the unknown. They organized night drives, hoping for a glimpse of the enigmatic figure. They wanted to believe. They craved the terror. Section 10. The Unexplained Remains. But others lived in fear, dreading the thought of encountering him on some dark road. The mere idea of crossing paths with the Smiling Man sent shivers down their spines, making their hearts race with an unexplainable terror. They avoided driving at night, their minds filled with images of that ghastly smile. The roads, once familiar and safe, now seemed like pathways to a nightmare. Every shadow, every flicker of light could be him, lurking, waiting. The Smiling Man had become a part of their reality, a constant source of anxiety and dread. His presence was felt even in the safety of their homes, a lingering fear that never truly went away. It was as if he had seeped into their very existence, a dark cloud that overshadowed their daily lives. The truth of the Smiling Man remains a mystery. Despite countless stories and sightings, no one truly knows who or what he is. His origins are shrouded in darkness, his motives unknown. Is he a lost soul wandering the earth in search of something, or is he a malevolent entity feeding off the fear he instills in others? Is he a ghost, a demon, a hallucination, or something else entirely. Theories abound, each more terrifying than the last. Some say he is a manifestation of our deepest fears, a creature born from the darkest corners of our minds. Others believe he is a harbinger of doom, a sign of impending disaster. We may never know. And perhaps that's the most terrifying aspect of all. The uncertainty, the not knowing, is what keeps us on edge. It's what makes the smiling man so powerful. He thrives on our fear, on our need for answers that may never come. The unknown will always hold a certain power over us. It's a primal fear, one that dates back to the dawn of humanity. The fear of the dark, of what lies beyond our understanding, is a fear that has always been with us. And the smiling man is a perfect embodiment of that fear. The fear of the unseen, the dread of the unexplained. These are the things that keep us awake at night, that make us question our own sanity. The smiling man is a reminder that there are things in this world that we may never fully understand, things that defy explanation. That's where the smiling man thrives. In the shadows of our doubts and fears, he is a creature of the night, a being that exists in the periphery of our vision, always just out of reach. He is a symbol of our deepest anxieties, a reminder that there are things in this world that we cannot control. And as long as we fear the dark, he will continue to haunt us, smiling, always smiling. His presence is a constant reminder of the unknown, a chilling figure that lurks in the shadows of our minds. The smiling man is a testament to the power of fear, a force that can shape our reality and haunt our dreams.